Hello guys, welcome to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. And today we're going to look at Bitcoin's recent little pump we got going right now, and as well as chart out a lot of altcoins, take a look at some NFT and DeFi plays, and some of the main top alts as well. Um, so to get started, we'll just take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. And can get rid of that. We just a few hours ago had a big nice hourly candle, going from around 55,000 up to 58,000. So that's where we are now. Each hour since has been on an uptrend, and we'll kind of zoom in here to the 15-minute chart and see where we're going. It looks like we're hitting resistance right around here, where we had previous resistance. But yeah, I'm guessing this is part of the Morgan Stanley news. If I can pull that up here. Pull this up here. We have Morgan Stanley introduces Bitcoin investing for millionaire clients. Um, Basically, this is really big news. Um, it's kind of doesn't seem as big because we've been getting such big news over the past couple months. Seems like every week there's at least one big story like this, or every couple weeks at least. Um, but yeah, they manage $4 trillion in clients' assets, and basically they're going to let their bigger clients, um, who hold at least 2 million or more uh, in Morgan Stanley investments, they'll be able to get into a Bitcoin fund. Um, and this is just, another big news story. I'm not sure if this is what caused the big run up today, but the timing lines up pretty well, and it is, Morgan Stanley is one of the biggest banks in America, and it also lines up with stimulus checks coming out over the past this week and next week, millions, hundreds of millions of Americans are going to get stimulus checks. And I think there's been some reporting that I think up to like $4 billion may end up coming from they're guessing, they've calculated that they think about $4 billion will end up going into crypto from the stimulus checks. But that's obviously not going to be totally accurate, but we'll see how much it does. Let's see here. Let me know if there's any coins you guys want to check out. But let's just see here on the longer term time frame here. Seems like if we draw a line here, so it seems like Bitcoin is bouncing off this inward channel instead of coming down and hitting this longer term time frame channel here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and now this is the 5th time we've hit this trend line here. So that's a good spot to watch. And if we come in here and draw out seems like we're moving in this this symmetrical ascending triangle, symmetrical triangle within this channel. And whichever way this breaks, most likely we're going to come down and hit one of these, either the bottom of this channel or the top of this channel. But I mean, Bitcoin's just been, no one really knows. We are, there's nothing really bearish or bullish as far as like short-term time frames are concerned. So everyone's saying, oh, this is the top, oh, this is no, we're going to 100K. There's a lot of varying opinions, and my, not financial advice, but my analysis would be that we are probably going to slowly move up here over the next few weeks, and I think we're going to hit around between 70 and 80,000, and I think that will most likely be a temporary top. And when I say temporary, I mean I think we'll consolidate for a few months, a lot longer than these periods here. I think we'll probably have a correction, maybe come back down over a few months and test the $50,000 level again, or possibly um, the 60,000, somewhere around there, and just kind of linger around there for probably 2 to 3 months, until we see a final, uh, few month rally up to the top, which, if I had to guess, would be around 150K, something like that. So that's my personal, obviously I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but there are a few indicators we can look at to kind of figure out what's going on around here. Like, if we go to the weekly, turn this on, or actually let's go to the monthly. So back in back in 2017 and 13, we actually on the RSI got up to about the same level every time, which was around 96.5. We can zoom in a little bit here. So in 2017, it was around almost 96 perfectly. And right now we're sitting at 91.6. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but we do have some moves there, or we do have some room there to still keep going up. So I think we will see a higher level before we top out, and I think we might see something if we go to 2013. Let's go on the daily. So this was 2013. And we kind of had a that's okay, HR Rango, but feel free to subscribe or follow. Yeah, we kind of had a double top. Not a double top. We kind of had two tops back in 2013. Where we came up, had this, pretty nice. I know it seems small, but it was around a 680% bump a 680% pump, and then we had this long consolidation period, um, almost, this was like 6 months, April to October, and then we had a massive pump again. So another 835%. So some people think we're doing this right now, or we're going to have this big pump, and then we'll consolidate for a long period of time. I don't think it's going to be quite 6 months, but I'm thinking 2 or 3 months, and then we have another massive rally that puts in our top, and then we start the bear market. That would be my guess as to what's going to happen. In 2017, we really only had one top, and then we went into the bear market. Let's see here. Could put on some. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum still holding the Ethereum still holding the 18 or the 1720 line here. Just been kind of holding on there and moving a little bit up with Bitcoin, but not a crazy amount here. Still about a percentage behind for the day, but I think the catalyst for Ethereum is going to be the scalability, and looks like it might be trying to hold on to this around $1,814 $1,815 was like resistance before. We finally broke through that, and it's possible right now it's trying to make it resistance or support on previous resistance. But overall, just moving sideways a lot of consolidation here, but I think when Ethereum does break out of this, it might be the real deal, and not these like kind of fake outs that continue to happen with Ethereum breaking 2000 for a couple days and then coming back down. Like, I think there's going to be a much bigger move at some point. We look at the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we have waning selling momentum. So with a higher price, so in the short term we might still have some movement up, but overall it's been pretty much following Bitcoin, but it's actually been holding its supports even stronger than Bitcoin, so that's a really good sign. I think there will be a moment when it breaks off. And speaking of that, the Bitcoin dominance chart has been dropping more, but then you can see we got below that trend line again, and now with today's little Bitcoin pump, it's gone back up, and now it's acting as resistance. So it might, we'll see if it holds. But at some point I'm expecting a little alt season and this to drop. So it's been on a downward trend, and even with the movement, it just has not been able to hold, has not been able to really hold above 63% dominance for more than like hours. This one of the altcoins I've been following, Polkadot. Seems like it's consolidating here, probably gonna have a move. It's tightening up quite a bit, probably gonna have a move shortly. You take a look at Link, which I know some people really are heavily invested in, and Link had a really nice day today because it there was a grayscale trust that was confirmed, along with Cardano, I believe Decentraland, and Filecoin, and Basic Attention Token. So they all have confirmed trusts in grayscale. So again, it's letting more investors partake in the altcoins. So anything that gets a listing like that is gonna have a nice day, most likely. But Link back above $30, and we'll see if this can keep this momentum, can keep it going, try to break all-time highs here. Kusama getting close to all-time highs again today. It might be, Kusama might be trying to, if it can break all-time highs, most likely we're going to see a little pump there. Let's chart this out a little bit. Cap excluding Bitcoin, so basically all of the altcoin market caps. If we can break above previous highs, that would be a very good sign for altcoins. Kind of consolidating here, and if we have another run up, I think most alts will do very nicely. We'll look at some of the NFTs. Terra Virtua having a nice correction here. Keeping my eye on this for a good entry. Flow coming back down and testing, and Flow was one of the possible coins that could get a grayscale trust, so I'm keeping an eye on it because it's not only has very good fundamentals in the NFT space. It has Top Shots, which is the basketball digital cards selling for millions of dollars. So it's got a big market cap there. So Decentraland, again, got the Grayscale Trust, which is what this pump is, and it seems like it's kind of calmed down back to where it was near its all-time highs, so or right around $1. No, I'm mainly Italian, and on my mom's side, and then a lot of European, Irish, Pennsylvania Dutch, like that. A lot of different European countries on my dad's side. So. Take a look at Aave. Having that nice pump today, and continuing to move this hour. Let's set up our, that's going to be our all-time highs, and I would not be shocked at all when it actually goes live on Coinbase Pro tomorrow, if that doesn't get Aave pumping higher there, and possibly past all-time highs. It would not surprise me at all. Sometimes there's, you know, when the rumors come out, your ex is called Aave. Well, you probably should have invested a little more in her, you know. Here's Matic. You are a new. Yeah, I gotcha. There you go. Do I think now is a good time to buy Ethereum? Um, Not financial advice, but I am very bullish on Ethereum, especially in the next month or two. They they say, let me pull up some news here that I think is going to this basically Vitalik Buterin, who is one of the co-founders of Ethereum, in a recent podcast interview with somebody said he thinks within weeks we'll have a layer 2 solution, most likely optimism, um, will be out. Its mainnet and Ethereum's transactional throughput could go up by 100x, so basically being 100 times faster. Uh, somewhere between, he's saying somewhere between 1,000 and 4,000 transactions a second. And if this happens in the next month, I think, Nick, that Ethereum is going to do very, very well. I think pretty much, Cardano and Polkadot have been, and some other Avalanche and Elrond have been taking up most of the nice gains for the past for this year at least, and while Ethereum's just kind of been pretty boring for the most part, no like really big moves besides when it moves with Bitcoin, but nothing on its own. And I think we're due. And if it's been holding this 18 or 1720, it's been holding there very strong for the past like 10 days, while Bitcoin's had a lot of volatility. So basically that's traders saying like this is a once it gets down to this level, it gets bought up to stay there. It doesn't really drop below that. So I think a lot of people are anticipating possibly a big move, even though they have been for a long time. Now there's finally some conversation about their plans, and in the short term, like weeks we're talking. And this was like a week ago, so this might happen sooner than we think. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm very confident. Plus, I also think we're due for the Bitcoin Ethereum chart. If we take a look here, we'll go to the daily. This is basically, though it may look like it's still pretty low, it has been making higher lows here, and at some point I think this is going to pop, and it's going to like most of the other altcoins, it's going to get up to this chart's like messed up. Let me get a different one. That's on Binance. Let me get the one on Bitfinex. There we go. Yeah, at some point I think this something like what we saw here is going to happen, and it has looked for a little while, but it looks to me like it could happen any moment. So I am invested in Ethereum right now. I don't want to miss the train uh, when it starts to move, because it could happen very, very quickly, and you can miss out on half the gains if you aren't already prepared. So not financial advice, but I like how Ethereum looks right now. You know, you have to manage your own risk, and we'll see what happens with it. But I think both the charts, the dollar and the Bitcoin pairing for Ethereum, look very good. And there's like the whole NFT and DeFi space. It's all it's all run on Ethereum. Most of it is run on Ethereum blockchain. All these NFTs that are being bought, they're being bought for a certain amount of Ethereum. So we'll have to see what happens, but I'm very bullish on Ethereum. Let's take a look here. Um, I will, if it goes up, I have certain marks on the Bitcoin chart. If it goes up to a certain point on the Bitcoin chart, I will sell some from Bitcoin, most likely. Probably not all of it. I'll probably hold some Ethereum for long term. Um, I think Ethereum's kind of going to be different as far as like the whole Ethereum 2.0 is coming out like in phases over the next couple years. So even if we do go into a bear market, which we will at some point, um, you know, Ethereum might kind of stand alone at points within the bear market, um, because it's going to have all these like major updates, and you know, it's going to be so much better. It's, you know, at some point during the bear market. So I don't know how that news is going to affect the price at that point. You know, it might not be worthwhile, but until the next bull market. But or bull cycle, but I'm going to be holding on to a little Ethereum and some Bitcoin at all times. And then I'll, during the bull markets, I'll be in some other altcoins and so on, but I'm not going to, and possibly for the bear market, I'll be in some stable coins, or whenever I feel like the top is coming in for some of these coins, I'll probably move some into stable coins, you know, to guard my profits pretty much. But I'll probably still hold on to about, maybe 20-25% of my Bitcoin and Ethereum, because I won't be touching it anyway for years. So that's my game plan, but everyone has a little bit different scenario with their lives. So and you want to, it all depends on how long you're holding for. Some people are buying Bitcoin, they don't care if it falls down to $20,000 again, because they're going to be holding it for another 5 to 10 years. So they believe, because of previous history, that it's going to go back up past its previous all-time highs at some point, whether that takes another 3-4 years or even longer. I've been none of this is financial advice. I've been looking, I'm not really into NFTs, but they've been making the biggest gains in the past few weeks. So like one of them I've been looking at is Polkadot, which is it sounds stupid, but it's like a virtual city where there's DeFi applications within the city, and it's not really my cup of tea, but I liked how the chart looked, and I liked how the market cap was about where I felt comfortable. It wasn't crazy low, and it has I researched it, so you always want to do your own research, but I liked how this one looked, and I still think it looks pretty good. It's tightening up here, but that's POLC, that's the Polk with the C. And then besides that, I mainly, I like how I think Uniswap, which still is the biggest decentralized exchange volume wise. Let me pull it up here. If I can find it. So this is Uniswap's chart. Go to the 4 hour. It's had a really good year, and I feel like it's been consolidating for a while, which is good. I think apparently there's going to be the version 3.0 coming out very, very soon. They keep hinting at it, but giving no definitive dates. But like, I think with Binance Smart Chain and like Pancake Swap, we're really trying to take over Uniswap, and they got close, but with the because the Ethereum gas fees are so high. So like when I think the DeFi space and the Ethereum ecosystem, I think that's the next phase of coins going up, because once one thing gets fixed, like these optimism roll-ups are pretty much the whole thing, because most likely Uniswap is going to be using optimism roll-ups, which are going to make the gas fees negligent, and then Ethereum's going to adopt the optimism roll-ups, and it's just going to be a chain reaction, especially for the DeFi space. Synthetics Coin is a derivatives DeFi platform. They're already like in the test net for optimism roll-ups, and I think it can be integrated relatively easy into any Ethereum based project. So I think that's going to be the next big cycle we see. And if we look at like the DeFi, the DeFi index here, I believe this is the right. Yeah, so this is like DeFi as a whole, like all of the DeFi coins kind of wrapped up in one. And you can see, we kind of had a big move here in February. Basically since the beginning of the year, DeFi's been running up, and then it kind of turned all NFTs, about a month ago, and now we're kind of moving back up here. I mean, DeFi's always been popular, but we're getting back up to this our all-time highs, and I think like with the altcoins, like Bitcoin dominance with Ethereum and all the DeFi coins, like this can all be kind of boosted up past these levels with solutions to the gas fee problem. I think that's going to be a huge kind of the spark that's going to start all these things going again. You can look at, I'll show you some of the DeFi projects I'm personally I like. Again, not financial advice, but this is Aave, one of the top DeFi plays. Hit a top here, right around the top of the DeFi market, and now it's come down a good 50%, and now it's starting to kind of make higher lows and tighten up here. I think, there's a good chance that all of these could start moving around the same time. And they all look very similar to that. If I look at where's synthetics, here's synthetics. It's very similar. Got up here, came down about 50%, and is now kind of just tightening up here, consolidating, and I'll bring up DeFi Pulse. So this is like the DeFi, how much money is locked up in DeFi. And this summer it hit $1 billion, and now it's 44 billion. I mean, this is a way everyday people can make money, make interest on their own money without relying on banks or you just oh wow, Ronald. Yeah, I saw that they bought I think it was around 20 million last week. So yeah, they probably have some good research behind that. Let's just say that. And I think they're anticipating a solution for Ethereum's problems in the short term, which I think will switch the whole narrative very quickly. And these are all, if you look at the chain, all of these are on Ethereum. They're everyone until number 34 is on Ethereum. That's on Bitcoin. There's nothing. Axion. Yeah, we can look into Axion. Let me I just want to look at that here's what Ronald Wiley was talking about. Mei2, which is a software company in Hong Kong. So they have 50 million in Ether and about 40 million in Bitcoin, which is almost every company I've seen that's bought one or both of Bitcoin or both of them has bought more Bitcoin, but they're buying more Ethereum. Excuse me. And they're buying it on the open market, which is pretty crazy because a lot of these companies do like special, like, you know, they'll buy through exchanges like Coinbase or something like that. Um, and they still can buy up. They can buy up to 100 million in cryptocurrencies. That's the deal. So, oh, and now they have 90. So, I don't know why they didn't just buy the 10 more, but yeah, I can look at Axion. Yeah, so Axion is just there's a few of these now, like BlockFi. Um, what's the other one? Celsius, I believe, where you can basically uh, store your Bitcoin or Ethereum. Um, you can basically, you know, store your Bitcoin or Ethereum with them, and you'll get some interest on it. Um, yeah, there's hundreds of different ways now uh, to, you know, earn money by locking your Bitcoin or Ethereum up, you know, or staking it, or you can provide liquidity to earn some passive income. So, you know, there are lots of ways of doing that. You just have to be careful because sometimes you can lose money on some of them, and if you're like providing liquidity, and sometimes it's locked up for a certain period of time where you want to have more control over what you can do with it in a certain period of time. Um, so, but yeah, there's lots of similar projects like Axion. Should you buy ADA? So, Abe Manu, probably got that wrong, but let's look at the ADA chart. Let's see here. There it is. So this is what I'm going to say about ADA. I'm not going to tell you to buy it or not. None of this is financial advice, but ADA had this pump today because Cardano, which is ADA, was announced it will be listed on Coinbase and Coinbase Pro tomorrow, I believe. And so it immediately pumped like 20%. And then this past hour or two, it went up another almost 20% for the day. So almost 40% for the day. So it's really, you know, it's going to be listed tomorrow on Coinbase Pro, which is one of the biggest trading platforms and exchanges. So I don't see why that would be negative as far as the price goes. You know, I don't, if people want to trade, you know, if people want to sell ADA, they can already do that on other exchanges. So this is really more of an opportunity for new people to buy ADA rather than to sell it. If they already own it, they have it on another exchange so they could sell it. So I would say there's a higher probability, not financial advice, that ADA will probably have a little more of a pump tomorrow when it goes live. Now, it's also possible that now the rumors are out. This is the rumor pump, and this might be all that we see from the whole. It's not a rumor, it's an announcement, but this might be the gains that ADA gets from that announcement, from being listed on Coinbase. It might not see any more gains, and this might fade out, kind of. The hype might fade out, and it might come back down a little bit. So, you know, it can go up or it can go down. I don't think there's going to be any. I would be surprised if it came back down to where it was, because I think overall this is going to help it. And another thing is the all-time highs at $1.48.8. That will act as resistance most likely, but if it gets past it, you could see another big pump, you know, up a little higher, so to new all-time highs. So my guess would be, I would not be surprised at all if we see new all-time highs tomorrow. And most likely we see new all-time highs and eventually come back down and make the previous all-time high support. So, I mean, this would be my guess, not financial advice, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like this, come back down, and then shoot up a little bit more. That would not surprise me, and if tomorrow acts as a catalyst to do that, but it's also doesn't hurt to see, we got to see what time it's actually going live. Let's see. So trading will begin at 9 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So I don't know where you are, but 9 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, that's when trading will go live for Cardano on Coinbase Pro. So I don't know if you want to wait to see if it kind of fizzles down a little bit until closer to that time. India. Yeah, so you'd have to look up the right time for you. But it, you know, it could keep going up today, or, you know, the whole thing can kind of just, the dust can settle, and, you know, it's good that it's going on Coinbase Pro, but it's not like some huge fundamental news. So it's going to get a nice pump most likely, but not, you know, it's not project changing, you know. It's not something that is probably going to double its value. So yeah, I hear you, Ronald. Yeah, 9 a.m. Thursday. Aave. I, I, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, this is what I've been railing about for a long time now. Let me just get out here. This is the 4-year or 3 years trend line here from the end of the basically the after the end of the last bull cycle. Okay, when Bitcoin was at its lowest, Bitcoin has slowly but surely regained a lot of its dominance, and so we hit here, we hit here, came up, we topped out here at around 73%. Then we came down and made a new trend line going down here and here. But when these crossed, we came back up and again topped out at the same point, 73%. So I think this is a double top here. And we're in a bull cycle, and the last bull cycle, this was Bitcoin dominance, going from 96% down to 35%. So I don't see us going higher here. It doesn't really, we're in the bull cycle. Right now, we're in the bull cycle right now, so I would expect, even if Bitcoin has some, you know, upward movements at time, the overall trend I expect is going to go down, and I expect the next biggest resistance will be, well, first of all, right here where we bottomed out last time. I think that will act as a little resistance, and then this trend line, wherever that ends up being, I think that will be a big, like, little bounce for Bitcoin there. But overall, I think Ethereum is going to, and the whole DeFi sector, NFTs, like there will be an altcoin season at some point, and Bitcoin has been fighting it. That's what this, like, ever since it got down to this trend line, it has just been staying right on it. And you know, I think a lot of traders are also looking at this too. So we'll see what happens. But if Bitcoin stays about where it is, you know, if it kind of keeps moving slowly upwards or sideways, I think as long as people don't think it's dropping down to 35,000 or 40,000, the dominance will most likely keep going down slowly until it can break some of those main lines there of resistance. And then we'll see an alt season, I think. once it really breaks down. And Ethereum could be the big catalyst for that, like I've been talking about. If the layer 2 solutions work in the next month or two, so you want to know a good entry point for ADA. I'm not giving any financial advice. We can look on the BTC pairing, right? So let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see. This is a daily. Okay, so on the BTC pairing, you just broke the most recent. I don't think this is, no, it's not all-time highs, but it's most recent this was the most recent top all-time high for the Bitcoin pairing for Cardano, and then it's been staying in this range pretty well. But then today, as far as like, you know, the best you know, the best thing would be is if it can make it support here and then keep going up. So, you know, this isn't, let's see, now it's going below it. It's Cardano's really hard right now because it's had such a big pump already today. If I bring out the Fibonacci retracement and we go from bottom to the top today, this 0.5, you can see we came up and we came back down and bounced right off the 618 level. Hey, Frosh the Frog. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Ronald. I'd like to see the DeFi surge. So, really quick, Abhimanyu, I would look at the hourly, the 9-hour EMA, because it looks like the last hour it came down and hit it perfectly and came back up. So if I was going to make an entry, I'd probably, not financial advice, but I'd probably do it around what is that? The 227 Satoshis there, or the 0.227 Satoshis. And then I'd put a stop loss a little below that, like 0.224. That's what I would do. So. Yeah, ETH you know, the whole NFT space, which people are going crazy about, is 90% of it is on ETH, if not more than that, and the whole DeFi space is on ETH. So yeah, the ETH fees are too high, but we've been talking about that. Most likely, that's gonna hopefully be fixed in the next month or two, or weeks, couple weeks. It's possible. Yeah. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance. Let's see. Going back up. What is this, the 1 hour? Yep, this is what it does. It just stays right on this white line, up and down, up and down. That's what it's been doing. And that probably means Bitcoin's going up, I would imagine, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just let me get it here. Yeah. Yep, Bitcoin is at 58.6, and this is why the dominance is going up right now, because if I fix this a little bit, it broke this trend line. So traders are thinking, okay, Bitcoin's not only is it going up, but it broke this trend line, so it's probably going to have a little bigger move up in the next coming hour or so, or you know, the rest of the night possibly. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this keeps going up a little bit. So because that was a decent trend line from like 5 days ago. Nick, so I don't know if you saw the Chili's. Let me pull it up here. Where is it? Chili's is like a they like made it so a couple soccer teams were able to make their own like team crypto token, but they're like an NFT. They're in the NFT space, but it went up. I mean, I think it was even lower than this. Yeah. This is still March, so from right around here, it got up to 1,350% in 10 days. So, and that was like 2 soccer teams. I'm not even sure if they were like major league soccer teams, but now this isn't their coins, but this is like the project that is helping teams like do stuff like that. But yeah, I think sports teams can make their own card. Like Flow Labs, they have NBA Top Shots, and they're selling for millions. And it just started like last summer, It's crazy. If you see here, if I go to the marketplace, let's see. $240,000 for this card. I don't know if you've seen this, Nick, but this is like, this is what you're kind of talking about, and just this one digital card is $250,000. But the company that makes this is Flow Labs, and I've been watching because they've had some nice pumps this year, but the chart looks really nice. It's basically had a couple bottoms here, basically saying this is the lowest traders are letting it go before they buy it up, and it's close to that again. So if it gets another bounce here, it's like a triple bottom. Plus they might get a Grayscale Trust, Flow Labs. So they're a major in the NFT space, and I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, they keep going up, even though they've had a good run, very good run over the past few months. Well, guys, I'd love to talk. Sorry I got on later today. I will be on tomorrow at 3:30, and yeah, hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens over the next 24 hours. But it looks like Bitcoin might have a good night. We'll see. And we'll see about what Cardano does in the morning, being listed on Coinbase Pro. But if you like the content, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch at the alert icons, helps me out. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for all your questions. And God bless.